If probable cause is to be determined, kung probable cause naman po ang i-determine, well, katulad ng sinabi ni Justice Ascuna, all you have to do is look at the documents attached to the impeachment complaint. Alam niyo, some people will say otherwise, huwag na tayo maglukuhan. Yun po ang ginagawa talaga. And the people are smart enough to know. So, kung medyo may hiya pang natitira ng mga majority ng committee members sa sarili nila, ay i-transmit na nila. Otherwise, go on. Wala namang makapipigil sa inyo eh. Pero, alam niyo po, you're not fooling a lot of people. You're only fooling yourselves. Thank you.
Filipino. He is the managing partner of Topacio Law Office. He is a veteran litigator and the country's most visible legal figures in high-profile and politically sensitive cases. Allow me to introduce to you Attorney Ferdy Topacio. Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
And to my right, convener of Clergy for Good Governance, often referred to as the running priest. Pare, nakulong, mahilig sa protesta, at hindi natatakot. He has been actively involved in various civic and religious movements that promote transparency, human rights, and ethical leadership. Welcome po to our show, Father Robert Reyes.
Thank you po.
And finally, mainstay na po natin dito ang ating legal counsel and constitutional expert and convener of Artikulo 11. He is a respected lawyer in legal research, public policy, and governance issues, and been actively involved in discussions and initiatives related to constitutional accountability, particularly impeachment processes in the Philippines. Welcome to our show, Attorney J.V. Bautista.
Good morning, and thank you for having me here with this very colorful gentleman.
Okay. Before we proceed to our colorful discussion, unahin na po natin. Siguro, Attorney Ferdy, ikaw mauna. Please enlighten our viewers and listeners. Ano po ba talaga ang probable cause? Based on your legal expertise, what is this probable cause all about?
Thank you, Panyero. First of all, before I proceed, I'd like to make a minor correction. I'm no longer the managing partner of the Topacio Law Office. I'm the senior partner. The day-to-day affairs have been left to another partner, Attorney Joselito Lumangaya. Because between my duties as PDP deputy spokesman and my other duties, including making movies, I have little time left for actual law practice.
Abogado na, artista pa. Go ahead, sir.
By the way, I'd like to plug one of my movies, Mama Sapano, is still streaming on Netflix. This is about the SAP 44. This is a movie that has earned 12 trophies from various award-giving bodies for cinematic excellence, including Metro Manila Film Festival and the Star Awards. So, pasensya na sa plug, ha?
No problem, sir. Let's go back.
Anyway, going back, yes.
Probable cause.
Sorry, I digress, but probable cause, as any practicing lawyer knows, is evidence that will persuade a reasonable person to conclude that that the respondent or the accused is probably guilty of an offense, although other minds equally reasonable may conclude otherwise. That's the simplest term that I can reduce it to. At doon po sa pamilyar sa inyo sa proceeding sa piskal, yun lamang po ang hinihiling kapag may proceeding sa prosecution. Pagka merong complaint affidavit, the prosecutor has the option of either dismissing it outright, for instance, prescribed, or it does not state a crime, or none of the one or all of the elements are absent. If there is ground to make the respondent answer, he is subpoenaed and required to present a counter affidavit. And then, depending on the prosecutor and, of course, the complainant, whether he or she submits a reply, there will be a rejoinder. And the prosecutor, usually, around 90% of the time, will just base the determination of probable cause on those 2 or 4 documents as the case may be, unless there are clarificatory questions which do not occur all the time. In fact, I dare say that the clarificatory questions occur very rarely in the course of proceedings in the prosecution office.
Under the criminal...
Can I interject?
Dagdag ko lang para mas maliwanag ng konti. Doon sa criminal prosecution, you explain to us the definition of probable cause. Do you think, Attorney Ferdy, dito sa nangyayari sa impeachment proceedings, is there proper application of the determination of probable cause by the prosecutors? Kasi ang prosecutors body yung House eh. Sa tingin niyo ba, tama ba yung proseso ginagawa? Na you said clarification hearings not required, but at the same time, hindi naman bawal.
Hindi bawal, pero you have to remember, okay, unang-una, I will no longer debate with anyone here as to whether or not there is probable cause. Kasi opinion natin lahat yun. In the final analysis, it is up to the House committee. Okay? Ang akin lamang po rito, kasi pag dinabati natin itong probable cause, they say that it's an opinion, and an opinion is like an asshole. Everyone has one. Ang akin na lamang po, if probable cause is to be determined, kung probable cause naman po ang i-determine, well, katulad ng sinabi ni Justice Ascuna, all you have to do is look at the documents attached to the impeachment complaint. May attachment po yun. The Vice President has submitted her answer. Sabi nga ni Justice Ascuna, if there are documents to be authenticated, you may subpoena those documents. If Madriaga has to verify or authenticate, again, under oath, his affidavits, he may be summoned, pero there should not be a full-blown trial. Kasi nakalagay talaga rin sa rules, it's a hearing. And then sa akin po, baka sabihin kasi nila, bakit takot kami sa impeachment? Hindi po takot sa impeachment ang PDP. By the way, that stand of the PDP is supportive of the Vice President, just to be transparent. Ang amin po, kung tingin nila ay may probable cause at marami na namang ebidensya roon, i-transmit na sa Senado where the trial should forthwith commence. This is not the time and the place to be asking witnesses to read aloud their affidavits. Anyway, the contents of the affidavits are matters of record. This is not the time and the place to be televising these trials. Although okay lang naman televise, kaya lang para sa amin, double standard. Bakit yung trial ng House Committee televised, sabi nila, for transparency? Bakit yung ICI, yung Independent Commission for Infrastructure, isang hearing lang ang na-live stream? Pagkatapos yung the rest, behind closed doors, kay Sandro Marcos, kay Martin Romualdez, puro behind closed doors. So, yun lamang po ang aming dinidenounce dito. They are using the hearings of the House Committee not to determine probable cause, but as a platform for a demolition job against the Vice President. So, alam nyo, some people will say otherwise, huwag na tayo maglukuhan. Yun po ang ginagawa talaga. And the people are smart enough to know. So, kung medyo nahihiya pang natitira ng mga majority ng committee members sa sarili nila, ay i-transmit na nila. Otherwise, go on. Wala namang makapipigil sa inyo eh. Pero, ano nyo po, you're not fooling a lot of people. You're only fooling yourselves. Thank you.
Well,
Attorney JP.